Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, is taking off, and the crypto space is right behind it. We are looking at probably some of the last days of buying what I would still consider cheap cryptocurrencies. I see the comments in chat. I see the comments all over X and in the comment videos. People are asking, is it too late to buy? Is it too late to buy? Is it too late to buy? And I'm here to tell you, it's not. And we're going to cover some things today that you're going to want to pay attention to. But what you do need to know, the days of massive gains are fleeting. The train is leaving the station very, very soon, and you're going to want to lock in right now. But before we do that, make sure to stick around for the entire show. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and we got to roll an intro. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Investing Bros live show. It's a great day to talk crypto. Bitcoin flirting with $106,000 at the moment. We're going to get into all of that and a whole lot more. We got other coins flying off. But before we do that, I got to introduce these two fine gentlemen sitting right beneath me. Starting off with the man. Ooh, look at that hat. What a good-looking hat that is. Is that new, Smay?
Yes, it's brand new, and T-Shroom leaned in thinking you're talking about his hat, but it's my hat.
No,
and
that's a good hat too, T-Shroom.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's not a good hat, but I like the Smay's hat better today.
Yeah, so obviously you guys saw I was wearing an Investing Bros hat the other day, but that one was an old, poopier version. This one's the brand new, slick one that you get for signing up for, Ultimates with the bonus hat or whatever. So definitely look into that if you're looking to get a hat like this.
No, here's what I will say, and we're going to introduce T-Shroom here in a second. What you guys need about the hats, don't call the older versions poopy, Smay.
Right,
They're
right.
rare, right? So just so you guys know, there's been new variations of these hats. All of our Ultimates members get these hats. Smay is lucky enough to have multiple editions. But in the world right now, there are 20 Investing Bros hats. These are rare. Collect them all. It's like Pokemon or something out here. The first rendition is a very similar hat to what Smay's holding, but the decal is not rawhide. It's actually like this dark gray, mostly because I, being the idiot that I am, misordered the emblem. But it makes it rare and therefore more valuable. If you have one of the gray ones, you're one of the first 20 people that ever got a hat. So you are special. Then there was a second rendition. We got the rawhide correct, but it's a little smaller. And now the new ones, as you can see on Smay's head, big emblem, right? So it's different levels. And while I think the best hat, if you're just looking to have comfort on your head, is probably the one Smay has right now. For anyone who doesn't have one that looks like him, it has the smaller signals or the gray one, what you need to understand and appreciate is you have a rare hat at the Investing Bros.
That's right.
It's going to go up in value. Someday $1 million per hat. So hold on to it. Hold on to it. You don't want to let that go. But with that said, T-Shroom, how you doing today?
I just want to say real quick one last thing is that I was wrong. This is not a poopy hat. This is a limited edition hat, and you guys should
Limited edition.
That's right.
There we go.
And I'm doing better than I deserve.
The Luxago hat. Luxago hat's a good hat too, though. Don't want to say that's a poopy hat either.
I've got the hat here that nobody has. It's just me. I think you can actually purchase this on Luxago's website. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, they sent us all free merch because we love Luxago and they love us. They take care of us. They keep our heads warm. So today, my noggin is warmer than I deserve, Tim. How are you?
I'm doing good. But chat, we're kind of split here. Some people are loving the hat talk. So we might go for the next 45 minutes talking about it. I'm just kidding. A lot of people are wanting us to just talk about crypto. So we're going to get in. If you excuse us about hat talk, I wanted everyone who had the older hats to feel that kind of special. You have a special edition hat. With that being said, we got special edition crypto going on really quickly. A new thing we're going to start doing. For all of you guys who come in early, you get in here in the first 5 minutes, you're going to get to be a part of hearing all of the headlines. Before we jump into the news later, we're going to talk about the bubbles. We're going to talk about the Bitcoin chart. We're going to take a look at Chainlink. We had people upset yesterday, and rightfully so. You had the right to be upset. We put Chainlink in the thumbnail and then forgot to do Chainlink technical analysis. Today, we will make no such mistake. Chainlink TA, Dogecoin TA. We'll have Q&A as well. But what are the headlines people could be looking forward to for discussion time a little bit later there, T-Shroom?
Absolutely. We'll have our giveaway as well.
Oh,
let's get into these headlines here. Definitely far and away the biggest headline here. IRS Commissioner Danny Werfel resigns. We'll be diving into the implications of that here in a second. Israeli Security Cabinet approves Gaza ceasefire deal after it's signed in Doha. Wyoming introduces strategic Bitcoin reserve bill. Doesn't stop there. Massachusetts Senator Peter Durant introduces bill to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And that is going to be our news today. We'll have more on all of these in just a few moments.
There we go. Well, let's get in and take a look at the bubbles here today. It is a sea of green with the exception of a couple outliers like AI, 16Z, and Hex. Hex down here, down 7%, but everything else really up in the green. SPX takes the cake, 46.7%. Rune is up pretty big. OKB is big. Dogecoin up almost 8%. Where is it, though? Chainlink is having a good day as well in here. Oh, it's over here. Now, I guess Chainlink kind of ended yesterday rough because it's only up 3.8%, but on the day starting candle, it's actually having a great day there as well. And we got a great, I don't know if you flashed it right there, T-shirt. Maybe I missed it. We do have something really big to take a look at for Chainlink that's going to make you feel like you're not bullish enough on it. But with that said, let's take a look at the charts. And I say that, I want to remind you guys, we have a giveaway later. By the way, we have a giveaway for this as well. You guys have 1 hour left. In fact, you have 54 minutes. I told you guys yesterday with our new channel, Alpha Bros. The link is in the description. Crux, drop it in the chat again. We are 64 subscribers short of giving one of the lucky first 500 subscribers $100. Go to Alpha Bros right now and hit subscribe. And to be eligible, we'll announce this winner on the Alpha Bros channel. Go watch the video. 925 views in 22 hours. First video ever posted. Go comment down below and you'll be entered to win $100. If in the next, again, 54 minutes, we get 54 minutes, we need to get 64 subscribers, and we will have a giveaway over there. Let's check out what's going on with Bitcoin. Remember what we talked about yesterday. Literally just yesterday, we talked about how we were at the precipice. We were at the decision point of deciding, are we going to have a big breakout or will we reject? Of course, right in this area, we had the smart trail, the daily smart trail. We had the descending level of resistance. And I told you guys one of two things was going to happen. Number one, we were going to reject, and actually temporarily, you're going to see we did hit this line yesterday and then reject coming back down all the way to 97.2. Now, that happened before the show, so that's not something that we said we called here. What we talked about afterwards is what you should look for if we break back through this level. Do we see high volume come in confirmed, or is a low volume breakout and we dip back down below? In fact, if you guys are in our free Discord, yes, our free Discord, I went live this morning at 9 a.m. and prepared everybody for what they should be looking at today and how to trade Bitcoin. If you're not in that free Discord, I'm going to be doing this multiple times a week. This is your cue. Go on the link down below, join the Bros free Discord. Did I say free? That's right. It's free, and you get added bonus and extra stuff in there. But this is what I'm love seeing, right? I love seeing this right now. Yesterday, we had a decision point, and we're seeing here. I'm going to come back in. Look at this pretty volume matching up with two good-sized bullish candles. These aren't the largest candles in the world, but I'm getting into some technical analysis nerdiness right now, right? When you're getting a candle analysis, whenever you see a candle with a nasty wick above or below, it's not a certainty. But like this one right here, there's a good chance. This is called a bullish hammer. You see a small body up top with a very long wick to the downside. Whenever you see a candle with a really long wick in one way or the other, that's a good indication. Not perfect, but a good indication that you're probably going to want to go in the opposite direction of that big wick. You know, this candle right here, as we crossed earlier this morning, it had a big wick on it on the 4-hour chart. And that wasn't a hammer. It's not a shooting star, which would be a bearish candle, but it is something that makes you pause. It's something that makes you pause and say, okay, there is a chance that things are coming to the downside. But we continue to move to the upside. Take a look at these two candles. I said all that to kind of say, look at how large the bodies are compared to how small the wicks are in either direction. These are candles that opened and pretty much just continued to move to the upside. Nothing pulling it back, just continual bullish pressure. And then the volume coming in, the highest volume we've seen on the 4-hour chart since, let's go back. I got to get this out of the way. We haven't seen volume this high since way back here in December. This is what we call confirmation volume. What does confirmation volume mean? It means if you were hoping to pull back down to 100,000, I can't tell you there's a 0% chance. There's a very little percent chance that Bitcoin's going to be pulling back. Let me show you a great example of what this was just a couple of months ago. Let's go over here. I'll remind you guys, Bitcoin had been trading since March of 2024 here until the breakout in October. We had been trading kind of in this descending channel, very similar to what we just kind of broke out of. A much longer channel, but still falling levels of support, falling levels of resistance. Now, watch this with me. You see the volumes, nothing special, nothing to write home about. Look at the volume as we start to break out. Now, we did get some exceeding volume coming into the breakout spot, but you can see the volume doesn't really pick up a lot of interest whatsoever. And what ends up happening? Well, Bitcoin, it kind of flirts. It goes up. It comes back down. It has a nice rally, but still there's no high volume. It starts to come back down. But what happens over here? As these candles start to get really big, you see the excessive volume start to come back in. Once that volume comes in, do you see any retracement back down to those levels? No, you do not. This is confirmation volume, meaning not only are the candles really bullish and are we making a lot of progress to the upside, it's happening because of an overwhelming amount of buying pressure that's coming in. With that said, you fast forward to right here, and again, the volume kind of had dropped off. We rallied up to all-time highs. We have high volume bringing us back down after hitting those all-time highs at 108. And then the volume, you have a couple spikes here with some reversals, but as a whole, it really tapers off and gets very, very boring. Well, as we're breaking this resistance and we're getting these high volumes, we are once again seeing that high confirmation volume. And I put a tweet out on this earlier. I can't promise you guys that by the end of today, January 17th, that we will be above this $108,300 level. I can't promise you we'll hit brand new all-time highs. But I also cannot sit here and tell you that I don't think it's going to happen. We have been just destroying anything bearish that comes in our way. We talked about it yesterday, how there was no official sell signal, even though we technically had a bunch of overextended oscillators and indicators up here. We were running into resistance left and right on the 1-hour chart. We were potentially seeing the beginning workings of sell signals, but guess what? We never could get the money flow and the reversals and the momentum to match up. And now all of a sudden, yeah, we're overextended, but that money flow is back up. We are not sitting on any major sell signals. And I'll tell you, if we do have some sort of sell signal, my best guess, we're probably not dropping below this trend catcher right here, this green line, somewhere here around 104,500. So you can see here on the hourly chart, it hasn't been nothing but white candles, but even the blue candles have been so minimal compared to the surrounding white ones. This is a continual bullish push. The bulls are back. They've woken up. They're front running what we have talked about being an extremely bullish situation here in just a couple of days with the Trump inauguration, with Gary Gensler leaving the SEC. We have been warning you that the bulls were going to come back, and today they're showing their full force. I'm not your financial advisor. I can't tell you when to buy, what to buy, how to buy. But what I can tell you is based off of my research, my historical analysis, and what I'm seeing on the charts right now, if you're waiting for some major pullback before you enter in, I think you're going to be very disappointed. I think we will not see a big pullback on Bitcoin until after we've set brand new all-time highs. And in reality, you're looking at target with this breakout of this descending channel, we might make a very clean and quick run up to 115,000 before we even really consider a 5%, 6%, 7% pullback. Forget the 12, 15, 30% pullbacks. That probably is a ways away from now. But even a mild pullback, a significant pullback, we're probably making a run all the way to 115 before any of that happens. And I'm telling you guys, as we start to move on, there is time. I don't want to make you scared. I don't want to make you feel like if you're waiting until next week, maybe you get paid a little bit today, but you got to wait till next week to get a bunch of dry powder to buy more. I don't want to make you feel like you need to go mortgage your house and buy a bunch of crypto today, but the time is running out for the massive gains. All those coins that we talked about that potentially still have 10x's left in them, some of them maybe 15 to 20x's. The days are numbered. The prices are fleeting. Everything's moving up right now in a very fast situation. And people can make money, right? Everyone wants to make money, but you're going to get to a spot where you're just going to start beating yourself up saying, why didn't I buy when Bitcoin was under 100,000? Why didn't I buy when Solana was under 200? Why didn't I buy when yada, 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 yada? You're going to start saying, why didn't I? Why didn't I? Why didn't I? The best way to not have the why didn't I is to go ahead and start buying right now as soon as possible, because this is the beginning of the next big jump in the altcoin and crypto space, and you do not want to miss out. With that said, though, there's a couple of things I want to take a look at, and then we'll jump into the news. Again, we're going to look at altcoins later on. What I want to keep people focused on today, there's going to be a lot of people going back and forth. Altcoin season. If you guys love altcoin season, if you've been waiting for altcoin season, a big move is about to happen, right? We're here on the daily chart where since the highs back here on November 21st, when we hit over 61%, we made a massive drop over the next couple of weeks. But you can see we've been kind of consolidating here. We have a very clean, let's turn this one red. I don't know why I have two green lines right there. We have a consolidating symmetrical triangle that wants to break out soon. Could this break to the upside? Absolutely, it could. But my best guess is that this formation is going to want to make a move to the downside. So let's watch over the next little bit. Let's watch to see how this plays out. We're rallying today, right? We have a little higher to get. We can get back up here to around 58.4% on Bitcoin dominance and still be under that lower high position we're in. But we got a decision coming very, very soon. You can see here the crossing point is only January 28th. We're going to see a major move on this chart. My best guess still to this point is altcoin season is happening right now. It just hasn't had a major breakout. If this breaks to the downside and starts to fall, we're talking about Bitcoin dominance. I just erased this. Let me do it again. We're talking about Bitcoin dominance making a pullback all the way possibly as low as 51% in a very quick amount of time. Why is this possible / doable? Well, during altcoin season, historically, you see Bitcoin dominance fall very, very quickly. You saw here in January of 2021. You also saw here again in April of 2021. And then you go back even further to the last altcoin season, go back all the way to 2017. Things can get very, very bearish on the Bitcoin dominance chart in a hurry. And this isn't even a testament of saying this means Bitcoin's price action sucks. This doesn't mean Bitcoin price plummets. No, it means altcoins rally so extremely fast that even with how Bitcoin's pumping, the dominance cannot keep up with the altcoin space. That's when altcoin season gets really fun. It's when people make a lot of money. Be prepared for it. Go buy your crypto before it is too late. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to get a sip of water. I got some good old electrolyte water. What is it? Element. Shout out to Element. They're not our sponsors. I would love for someone from Element to sponsor us. I'm a big believer in hydration. While I'm taking a sip of water, you guys smash the like button. T-Shroom, let's get into some of those news stories that we flirted a little earlier. What do you got for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and jump on into them here. The first one, IRS Commissioner Danny Werfel resigns. This is not something that folks were anticipating, but this could have some implications. Tim, I'm really excited to hear your perspective on this because let me just give a little bit of context. A few days ago, Donald Trump was quoted as saying that he's going to come out with an external revenue service that's going to pair nicely with a much more aggressive tariff regime. So external revenue service, for those of you who aren't from the United States, you might not know why that's a significant phrase, right? IRS stands for Internal Revenue Service. So these two things happening together really start to give people like me, investors like me, who've kind of watched traditional markets and now much more active in crypto markets, a lot of optimism. Because if we get to a point where the IRS is really downplayed for the overall government budget, then that can be extremely, extremely bullish for individual citizens of the United States that historically have to pay an income taxes. Believe it or not, Americans listening to this, there's a lot of foreigners who just heard me say that and they're scratching their heads. Income taxes. Why would you have to pay an income tax? In America, in many other countries, there's an income taxes instead of a much higher sales tax on goods that you purchase, specifically luxury goods as well. And then a much more aggressive tariff regime. Putting all this together, it's bullish, and it's why Watcher.Guru is running it on its Twitter account, because the IRS commissioner stepping down from the IRS means He's throwing up his hands. He's saying, I don't want anything to do with the future of tax collection and internal revenue for the United States. So, Tim, what are your thoughts on this? Am I right on here, or am I missing something?
No, so I want to be clear here. This is speculative bullishness. And when I mean speculative, I mean we don't know for sure. But if you start to read into the details and the dominoes that could be falling, this would make sense to be very bullish. And the reason why is because guess what? In just 3 days, Donald Trump is going to be president of the United States again, whether you like it or not. And even though he wasn't able to himself fire Gary Gensler, and he can't himself fire the head of the IRS, and he can't fire anyone from the Fed either. He can do things to put a lot of pressure on people. He's a big bad wolf in some people's eyes. He's going to get what he wants one way or the other. Do with that information what you want. What we know is that he has spoken recently in the last year about the potential of at least restructuring, if not doing away with the IRS. He's talked very favorably about how cryptocurrency needs to be a staple of America. Like America needs to be the main place. When you think cryptocurrency, you don't need to be thinking Dubai. You don't need to be thinking El Salvador. You need to be thinking the United States, right? So is he have works behind the scenes that he's going to be really putting pressure on tax collecting services, the IRS and others, to change policy? We know he wasn't a fan of this leader of the IRS. What is this situation going on here? We don't know for certain, but it absolutely looks like somebody who says, I do not want to be the next bowling pin in Donald Trump's alley. I'm going to get out of the way, let him do what he wants to do because I don't want to be a part of that. If that is the case, right? Maybe this guy he had a long career. He wants to retire and spend time with his family. Then it's nothing. But if it's true that this is in response to Donald Trump, I don't see that as being anything but bullish, that we are moving at the very least towards a less restrictive IRS, meaning an IRS that takes their hands a little more off, that aren't just breathing down the necks of the American people. We're going to have more favorable tax situations. I see this as being at worst neutral, nothing burger. At best, amazing stuff for the cryptocurrency space. It's absolutely not negative. So that's why we're reporting on it today. We'll see how this plays out over the next couple of months, next couple of years. But I'm bullish on it in the short term.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to look at this, is a good time to kind of reference TradFi markets. If you pull up my screen here, Smay, the Qs are now bouncing off this downtrending line of what was resistance, and now is could be kind of the springboard for some serious support. So this is good. S&P 500 up 1.1, Qs are up 1.7, and the Dow Jones up 1% on this news. There's some other global news that I think could be contributing to this, but let's keep moving. Actually, to add another detail to this, he will resign. Danny Werfel, the now almost former commissioner of IRS, will resign January 20th, Inauguration Day, with nearly 3 years left on his term. So that is early. And Cabesi letter is saying he is leaving rather than waiting for President-elect Donald Trump to remove him. So you hit it right there on the nose, Tim. It's hard to hit things right on the nose and be perfectly accurate. So sometimes we have to look at the betting markets, which are now pricing in 61% chance that a U.S. national Bitcoin reserve will come in 2025. That is good. We want this to be higher than 50% right here, higher than 49%. This is really, really good. And this is also contributing to the pump in crypto and Bitcoin. But it doesn't stop there. We talked about this one. I think this is contributing to the TradFi pump we're seeing in the indexes, all up more than a percentage point. Israeli Security Cabinet approves the Gaza ceasefire deal after it's signed in Doha. There's a lot, obviously, to this headline, but what's important is that this is de-escalation rather than escalation in the Middle Eastern region. So this is positive. Again, you can have a lot of opinions. That's fine. However, this generally is positive for markets. It's a risk-on headline. Moving along here, Wyoming introduces the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Bill, and Massachusetts as well sees some movement towards the finish line of a strategic Bitcoin reserve for that state.
Now, pause right there. Fun fact, obviously, with Massachusetts being a push there, who is the most outspoken politician against cryptocurrency? It's Elizabeth Warren, hailing from Massachusetts. So I'm expecting, if this carries some weight, I think we're going to get a great article in the next couple of days with Elizabeth Warren's thoughts. But I would love to see Massachusetts be one of the first. They're not going to be number one, but one of the first, maybe first 10 states to back and to have their reserves with Bitcoin in it. That would be hilarious in my personal opinion. I want to back up for a second here, T-Shroom, to explain something to chat, because I think Roy Collins, he chatted in here, asked a very good point. He said, or he didn't ask, he's making an observation that is something that people need to be aware of. He said 61 seems low. Of course, he's responding to the Polymarket's prediction that we will have a Bitcoin reserve for the United States government by the end of 2025. So, Roy, great observation. Here's the thing. Donald Trump and his team, they're going to fight for it. In fact, we know day one of inauguration, he's going to be instilling certain things about cryptocurrency. It's on the top of his list of things that he wants to deal with. We still live in a country with checks and balances. If you're not from America, or if you are, maybe even sometimes Americans don't know this, you can't just do whatever you want to do unless you have all three houses agree with you, right? Or all three parts of our governing bodies agree with you. You can't do anything without the Supreme Court approving that it's constitutional. I don't think the Supreme Court's going to get in the way of this, but the executive branch, the president, he can't do anything unless he gets Congress and Senate to pass off on it as well. So this 61%, it is good. It is a good level because it's saying more likely than not we're going to have one. But there is a chance that for the next 2 years, where we still have a mixed house, not every Republican is going to do everything Trump wants to do. Some Democrats will, but most Democrats are going to try to fight him on everything. It's not a done deal. It's not a sure thing. If Donald Trump could have his way and just stamp whatever he wants to do, then yes, 100%, we're going to have a reserve by the end of the year. But because of the American governing institutions, we have checks and balances. We have to get Congress and the Senate to pass off on this before it's going. So I know 61 seems low. I'm going to sit here and take it as a win, saying they're saying right now, probably yes. More than likely, yes, we will have it. But they're aware there are circumstances that could prevent it from happening this year. Anything you want to add to that, T-Shirt, before we move on?
And I would just say that's not low, right? That's I don't interpret that as low. I interpret that as decisive. So, and it's not exactly clear, Tim, because I would say that Trump could probably get this done with an executive order. The downside of that is then, if he's followed by a Republican or a Democrat that doesn't agree with a Bitcoin strategic reserve, that executive order could just be immediately flipped. So I think he'll be able to get it across the finish line. There looks like there's rumors that he'll be able to do it on day one. Getting it passed through Congress would be even more bullish, right? It would create durability and a more robust kind of posturing of the United States Treasury Department towards Bitcoin as an institution, as a commodity, as a reserve commodity. So that's obviously more robust, more durable to get it through, the two of the bodies of the United States government. But I do believe that Donald Trump will possess and Biden, by the way, has possessed the power to make Bitcoin a reserve currency and has not a reserve currency, a strategic reserve asset. So we'll have to see. I do think that on Monday, Bitcoin will be very high because of what Donald Trump says. It'll be much higher than it is today. So that's kind of the way that I'm interpreting it. 61% ain't nothing to laugh at. That is
good.
Decisive.
It's a good ring. It's good.
Yeah. All right. So getting into a little bit more altcoin news, we're going to go very degen with this next story, Tim, because Arkham, which is kind of a intelligence tool for tracking on-chain data, has kind of revealed that something that we probably would have been very surprised by. Tim, is there any kind of context that you want to add to this before I show the folks kind of the full dashboard here of what tokens Donald Trump's personal crypto portfolio is comprised of?
I'll just say, take a look at this.
Yeah. So let me give you a little bit more context. So in August 16th of 2023, there were 4 coins. There was USDC, Matic, Wrapped ETH, and ETH that were in this wallet that I'm about to show you. And it was about $2.8 million. And this was verified by Arkham because of Trump's tax returns that were released, and so they kind of verified this. Now, if we look at it today, it's 20 million, so it's $20.1 million up here at the top of my screen. You can see that. And then when I scroll here, this scrolling section is all the coins that are in that wallet. Now, the question is how did they get into this wallet? Did Trump go on CoinGecko? Was he down in our Jim watch list that Crux of Crypto creates? And was he hunting down all these low cap cryptos, or were they sent to him? That's going to be something you have to decide for you at home for yourself. But ultimately, I'm on the camp that believes that Trump is a little busy and he does not have time to hunt down. This is hundreds of coins and figure out which ones to hold. These are all sent to him. But what is interesting about this, and what was pointed out by an article that we were researching earlier, is that Bitcoin is not on this list. And this is a really, really interesting point. And Tim, so I want to ask you, we see the data here. We can see what's coming into his wallet, which, by the way, is not 100% confirmed that it's his wallet, but it's extremely likely that it is. Well, what are the implications here of Trump not owning Bitcoin?
Yeah, well, while I'm talking, can you find the link with, like, I think it was like 10 coins or something like that? Because I wanted to show people what's kind of going on here and logically work through it. What I'll tell people, myself personally, I've been saying this for a while. I am so grateful that Donald Trump is pro-crypto. Again, that was a big factor. It wasn't the only thing I was looking at when I was voting in the election this year, but I'll be honest, crypto played a massive role in me deciding who I wanted to vote for. So I was heavily looking at candidates that were going to defend its freedom. That being said, we were at the Bitcoin conference last year. We got to hear from, both RFK and Donald Trump. It was so clear that while Donald Trump was and is going to be an ally, he knows very little, or at that time at least, knew very little about Bitcoin, nowhere close to the understanding RFK had. So for me, I kind of got into a space where I was real with myself, and I said, we should not expect Donald Trump to be RFK, to be Michael Saylor. He's not going to be the person on the front lines convincing and showing people why Bitcoin's so amazing, but he is going to defend the right of it. But I'm not looking at Trump as this crypto guru who understands the markets. And I know there's going to be other people who look at this article. They're going to say, oh, if Donald Trump owns this coin, then it's going to do amazing. And that's just not how this is going to work. So I want to make sure people are clear here. We're bringing this up because there are people out there that are going to look at his portfolio and want to invest based off of it. I'm telling you guys, don't read too much into it. I firmly believe if you look at these coins, I don't know if you found it, T-Shirt, but if you look at this list of coins,
yeah, I got it.
It's pretty clear. He didn't buy these. These are coins that were donated to him, whether it was on the Ethereum side. We know he set up his whole ETF situation through Ethereum. So these are probably just Ethereum or NFT sales. On these other coins, these are probably meme coins that were created in his honor, and people on a marketing move wanted to get it known. They know this wallet's public. They gave him a certain amount of it so that all of a sudden they get in an article and you can look at their coin. But yeah, let's show T-Shirt's screen, and I want to break these down. What I'm looking at, Trog. I've never heard of Trog. It's his largest holding. Of course, Trump is right underneath there. Then you have Ethereum, Wrapped ETH, Gua. What's Gua? Of course, we've heard of USDC, and there's two more below your head there, T-Shroom. I don't know if we can. Trumpius, Tua. Oh, USA. Okay, those are the big ones, right? So Tua, USA Coin, those are the big holdings. Everything after that's pretty minimal. My overall point here, you can scroll back up, or you actually go off the screen. It's pretty obvious when you look at them. Donald Trump was not out there buying Trog. And maybe you're going to say, hey, oh, by the way, I don't think it's Tua, like Hawk Tua. Iggy says Hawk Tua. By the way, if it was Hawk Tua, it would read zero. He would own $0 worth because that coin is dead. No, these are coins clearly that people made in his honor, sent to him as a marketing scheme. There's an article that we found today that I think sums it up pretty well. Everyone's focusing on this particular wallet. We don't know this is his only wallet. And in fact, I would be very surprised myself, even though I don't think he's a foremost expert. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't have some personal exposure to Bitcoin. We know his sons do. We know that the Trump family does. This is just the public wallet that went public with donations. He might / probably has some private wallets that Arkham doesn't know about just yet because he doesn't make a bunch of transactions in and out. My best guess is he owns Bitcoin somewhere. I think people are going to read into this article a little too much and make some foolish decisions based off of it. But that's my take on this whole thing. And unless you have anything to add into it, T-shirt, we can probably move on into other altcoins. I know a lot of people are biting at the bit right now to get into some of this Chainlink stuff, to get into Dogecoin, other altcoins. But anything you want to kind of talk about there, T-shirt, to wrap up the Trump story?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, because that's just the beginning. Because what we know so far is that Trump and crypto, they're not like this. Okay, they're like this. The Trump narrative and crypto narrative is moving in tandem now, especially Bitcoin, obviously, right? But if you look at a lot of the other altcoins, if you look at the channel specifically that Bitcoin is traded in, it was the election that sent Bitcoin higher. Right, and it's my belief that the channel that we're in now is going to be sliced by the inauguration, and we're going to see a pump higher, like we saw after the outcome of the 2024 U.S. presidential election. But that's where it begins, right? So we've identified a thesis, right, a theory about the market, which is that crypto prices are tethered to, they are coupled with events that happened with Donald Trump. We've had a very positive event at the end of 2024. The price action moved higher. We're about to have a very positive event for Donald Trump on the 20th, Monday, his inauguration. We can expect that altcoin prices are going to move higher, as well as Bitcoin. But that's where it begins, right? The next step is, okay, well, which coins are going to pump really, really high? And then, moving further into the thesis, you would start to believe, well, it'd be coins that are close to him or close to his project. And we know what his project is World Liberty Financial. So if you go over to my screen space, you can see this is actually Druth. We love Druth over there at Blockchain Basement. And he posted this really cool Venn diagram. I don't think that he originally made this, but it doesn't have any references. So this one's really cool. And what you'll notice at the very center of this Venn diagram is Link, because Link falls into these 4 categories. Strap in. Coinbase's 50 index, coins that are made in the USA. Link falls into all these categories. World Liberty Financial Holding, as well as it's on the Grayscale Trust. It has a Grayscale Trust. So it has an emerging ETF that will be flipped into a spot ETF. These are 4 categories that if I am a crypto project, I desperately want to be in. And Link is in all 4 of them, right?
Yeah.
We've been bullish on Link since late 2022, right? In one way or another. This is a very bullish coin, and we're not giving up on it. Tim, I think that you've got quite a bit of technical analysis queued up for this one. I've got one more list from Altcoin Daily, but we'll get to that in just a second. These are all the coins that are sponsoring Trump's inauguration. But let's camp out on Chainlink because it is in all 4 of the mega categories that you want to be in right now, heading into 2025 as a crypto project.
If you guys want to see that list more in depth, it is over in our free Discord. There's lots of places on the internet you can find it, but if you're ever saying man, all these great images that the bros bring up, these links and everything else, join the free Discord. It'll all be over there. Let's take a look at the Chainlink charts. We did not look at yesterday, and I apologize because it was in the thumbnail. Today, we are going to look at it. It is breaking out here, and I love what's happening right now. We had been under a little bit of a falling level of resistance since the highs of this cycle set back here earlier in December. We had since then, we jumped it, turned this resistance level into support, even recently with this low wick we had back on January 13th. But now, today, what we are in the process of doing is setting a higher high for the first time since these December dates. Why is that? Well, because we're breaking, right now we have broken in the last probably couple of minutes. We broke the wick from back on January 6th. The first time we are no longer setting lower highs and lower lows. During that process, it was a little bit of a falling wedge kind of going on here. You could draw this a couple different ways, even if you extended this out here and kind of brought this down to candle body closes. Let's kind of mess with some chart stuff here. But we had a falling wedge kind of in play here. We are breaking to the upside very, very nicely here on Chainlink. In the short, this formation very well could send the price all the way up here to new cycle highs of $32. Now, this $32, I believe we talked about this before. This is going to put us up in the range of this red cloud. Now, we already had buy signals on Chainlink's daily chart already, but we're wrestling with the last major level of resistance, the daily smart trail, before you start to say, hey, this is the altcoin season. This is when we start to pop up and start stretching this red band. There might be a little resistance in there, but this is we're kind of at the last final boss of this bearish pullback. Once we break this level here of $25, watch out. Chainlink's going to make a major move to the upside. What I love about this is we're running into that resistance. We kind of just are getting the buy signal right now in the Luxago oscillator. We had the reversal from a couple days ago. We got the bullish momentum a few days after that. But today, we're looking to confirm the bullish money flow. If I zoom in really, really close here, I want everyone to see it. You guys can see we have broken back above this little red line. We've set a higher low in the volume, the money flow volume. This is positive momentum. We have a buy signal right now on the daily signal on Chainlink. And when that's flashing as you're running into the smart trail, pretty good chance that you're going to see a big move up above it. Wait for that buy signal to trickle into higher time frames like the 2-daily chart. It's coming. We're about to get a bullish MACD cross on the 2-daily chart. Argument can be made. Are we under a buy signal? Green reversal, bullish momentum, positive money flow. Looks like we have a very slight buy signal on the 2-daily chart with, again, those targets up here in the red clouds, 32, 33 cents. Let's keep going. Let's find out where this buy signal stops. 3-daily chart, bullish momentum. We have green reversal, bullish momentum, positive money flow. This isn't negative money flow, so let's call for a 3-daily buy signal. How high can we get? 5-day? Well, this might be where the luck runs out. I'm not certain. No green reversals. We do have the green dot and the positive money flow, but we won't call that an official buy signal, even though I'm going to tell you the 5-daily chart looks very bullish. And it's got targets up here, actually a lot higher, $35 to $40 on its radar there. So very bullish right now on Chainlink. And of course, all these prices are very low compared to what I think is doable in the next couple of months. I told people the other day, I think, what was I doing? It wasn't here on the show. It was either a private group in the VIP traders, or it was a Q&A. Yeah, it must have been a private group of my traders. We were talking about expectations of Chainlink and some milestones that I think we need to hit. For example, if in March we are only sitting around $40 to $50, right? I think March is going to be a very key time for Chainlink. If it's only sitting here in this range right here, around 40, maybe higher towards $50, I think that the chances of only getting to like $100 to $150 in the top of the bull market begin to be some sort of a factor. That's a lot of, if we top out in the first leg of the altcoin season, only 40 to 50, that's not a very high jump. But if we can start pushing above 50 and start making a case towards 100 before March, which I absolutely think is doable, all of a sudden that is the case. When you guys, some of you think I'm crazy, but those thinking that we could still get to 200 to 400 by the end of 2025, if we're at 100 by the end of March, I do think Chainlink could go back to that picture T-shirt that you were showing. I do think that Chainlink, with how bullish it is in the institutional world, is going to potentially have a bigger summer than it has in the first leg of the altcoin season. I've said this throughout all of my price prediction videos. Chainlink is one that people have been sleeping on, and it hasn't done anything crazy yet, but the potential, the bullishness is all there. Watch for Chainlink over the next couple of months. Let's get up closer towards 100, and if we can do that, if we can hit the 100 mark or get very, very close, I'm going to feel very confident, very happy with my $400 prediction for end of 2025 for Chainlink. That's all I got on the charts here. Again, there's not a whole lot to break down because we're breaking resistance. We're getting the volume coming in just like Bitcoin. Very bullish on this coin for a plethora of reasons. There's your Chainlink technical analysis for the day. If you guys want shorter time frames, we did break down some things with our VIP trading group the other day on shorter time frames. I'll do more of that on Monday. This is your cue. Go sign up for it. Go buy Luxago. Go get the membership options. Join that VIP trading group if you want more in-depth analysis. But if you're just an investor, you're just looking for long-term buys, a lot of reasons right now on these charts, these longer time frame charts, to say you need to be buying Chainlink because we're far, far away from the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we talked about it. This is the list of coins here, Tim, that are sponsoring Trump's inauguration. So the list is here. ONDO, Solana, and Sui. This is just so far. But you also have some other projects here. These aren't crypto projects necessarily, but Coinbase, MetaMask, Gemini, and Galaxy are other crypto-related names that are included here. So ONDO, Solana, and Sui, not a huge surprise to see these names up here. they've been getting a lot of bullish tailwinds, potentially because a lot of folks knew that there were going to be a lot of connections between these names and Donald Trump.
Yeah, speaking of ONDO on that list, share my screen here, Smay. We are 9 subscribers away on Alpha Bros. Go click on this video in the link down below. Go click on the channel. Crux laid out ONDO beautifully. There's a lot of misinformation and confusion about how ONDO is going to react in the next little bit. I see Dimitri just said, ONDO TA, please, Tim. We'll take a quick look here in a second. But 9 more subscribers. You guys have 15 minutes to get 9 more subscribers to Alpha Bros so we can do a $100 giveaway on Alpha Bros channel. To be eligible, though, go click on this video. Crux does an amazing job breaking down ONDO in general, but also specifically the unlock that's happening tomorrow. If you are confused on it, you're going to want to watch this video. Go comment down below, and you'll be eligible to win that $100 giveaway. Let's take a look at the chart itself. Let's go back to the daily chart. 5 daily charts, nothing crazy. The daily chart, I'll be honest with you, compared to other cryptos, nothing crazy here. I will say we are on the precipice of a buy signal here on the daily chart. Don't have it just yet, but you got the green reversal. You have the bullish momentum. I'm going to go back here and assume, yeah, bullish divergence where we set lower lows in price action, but you look at the oscillator, we set higher lows here on the Luxago oscillator. So all of the signs are great. And what I love about this, even though it hasn't sparked yet, we need positive money flow. I love seeing these excessive sellers. And the excessive sellers make sense because there's a lot of FUD out there right now that ONDO could be about to crash because of this unlock that's happening tomorrow. Well, that's why a lot of people are selling right now. As soon as those people stop selling, as soon as this bright pink area goes away, and the smart money, the institutions, the retail whales, they buy up the dip. This is going to pop. It's going to shoot to the upside. In short, I mean, bare minimum, we're talking about getting back up to 150. I think this is one. I think we blast on through that in the next couple of weeks. I think ONDO will be back up above $2 before you know it. As soon as people realize over the next couple of days, wait a minute, the unlock happened and price isn't dropping off a cliff. That's when they'll start to buy back in and watch ONDO be one of the big movers over the next month and some change. But as a whole, that's what I'm kind of watching right now. We're on the precipice of a buy signal. We're on the precipice of a bullish cross here on the daily MACD. RSI wants to go back to the upside. We just got to get that burst. We got to get that thing going. We'll do the last thing here. Look for a break also of this resistance. I showed you some good support right here. There's some resistance, clear resistance in this camp right here. A little bit of a descending channel in play on ONDO. Let's get above 137, 138, give or take. Let's break that red line. Let's turn this one green just for support. And all of a sudden, the horses will take off there for ONDO. Before we move on, I know it's 3:47. We'll do like light Q&A here. We have a giveaway to do. We had Dogecoin in the thumbnail. If you hold Doge, drop a 1 in chat. Dogecoin having itself a great day today. Let's go back to my screen here really quickly, Smay. We are back to setting higher highs and higher lows on Dogecoin. You can see here since the big pullback on December 20th, we've been slowly creeping back up. Today we set a higher high than back here on January 4th. Great stuff happening. By the way, what do we have? Oh, that's resistance. Broke that resistance right in there. We can get rid of some lines in here. We did have a failed bull flag on Dogecoin here back just a little bit ago. Big mark's going to be, let's get above this high of 48 cents. Not going to be an all-time high. Of course, Dogecoin way back in 2021 made a big push to get up closer towards $1. Where are we? Back here. All-time high is at 75 cents. But Dogecoin making some moves. You had this very small consolidation. In fact, even though I didn't have it drawn this way, you make a very good argument for a little bit of a descending channel itself. Only a couple touches, but technically you only need 2 of each. You get a little bit of a channel, a little bit of a falling wedge right in here that we're breaking out of at the moment. Let's check out these lower time frames. Do we have the high volume breakout of that resistance? I might not call this high volume. It's the highest volume we've seen since way back here on the big dip on December 20th. I think to feel better, I'd like to see a little more volume come in, but I do like that volume is attached to a pretty large bullish candle that we've since have gone even higher than. But I would like to see volume go up just a little bit higher there on Dogecoin before I'm getting super excited about it. That being said, let's check out what the oscillators are saying. We had this MACD cross way back here on January 2nd. So this is a coin that's kind of been ready to fly. We recently, here in the last couple of days, green reversal, bullish momentum. That money flow is looking positive. These are all very good signs. Are we already above? Yeah, we're already above the smart trail. So where's our target? You're going to look for the next levels of resistance / that red band right in here. Anything major? Yeah, premium zone, take profit levels in this camp around 48 cents would be my guess is a level to watch for the next stopping point on Dogecoin after this rally. Let me check to make sure lower time frames aren't screaming overbought. Nope, 4 hour, no sell signal on the 4 hour. It is saying we're overbought on the RSI, but no bearish divergence, no sell signal in play on the 1 hour. Let's take a look here. Looks like we had a miniature sell signal that we've bounced since then. We didn't even come back down towards that smart trail. This is a failure right here. This is what I'm talking about during this part of the bull market, this part during the altcoin season. You had the red reversal, the bearish momentum, and sloping money flow. But it looks like we're picking back up bullish momentum even on that 1 hour chart. We reloaded. We didn't even make our way back down to the smart trail. Some people are going to say, Tim, doesn't that mean your trading indicator is broken? It's not broken. It communicates just how bullish the bulls are, that indicator that usually has a 90% win rate is failing in a spot where we were massively overextended. That is just how powerful the bulls are right now. So don't sleep on Doge. I think 48 to 50 cents could be happening very, very soon here on Dogecoin. And this is still one. I think it would be helped out if Daddy Elon mentioned it again over there on X. But even without Elon's help, Dogecoin is holding up very, very nicely. Watch for that to continue to the upside as well during this altcoin season. That being said, it's 351. T-shirt, I'm throwing it to you. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, really quick. You speak of Elon Musk mentioning Doge. Check it out over here. This is from about 4 hours ago. This may have contributed to the pump. He said, major and immediate action is needed to prevent America from going bankrupt. Of course, there's a lot of America lore here, but this is pretty interesting. The last time a comprehensive review of the federal government budget was completed in 1984. So we haven't had a comprehensive review of the budget since then. It's pretty incredible. So, and some of you in the audience will recognize 1984 as a significant year for a multitude of reasons. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think Elon is done with Doge. I think with this new Securities and Exchange Commission that we're going to be getting here in just a couple of days, the Doge father will be able to bark once again.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, if you guys are enjoying the show so far, make sure to smash that like button. We will do one Q&A token. We'll do TN one token of your guys choosing. I did ONDO, so technically it'd be the second one. There were, you know what? I will say, T-shirt, we dropped the ball. There were super chats. I remember seeing them, and then I didn't want to interrupt, and then we got away from them. So many amazing people in chat here. John P says, I have BitX. I bought when we touched 89,000. Would you rotate it into Solana now? I'm debating it. Also, love the new channel. Of course, he's talking about Alpha Bros, which did hit 500 subscribers. So we will be doing, I'm not going to announce it here, but Alpha Bros now has over 500 subscribers. We will be choosing in the next couple of days one comment. I'll give you a little more time. One comment from this video. Is ONDO still worth investing in? Unlock features explained. One of you guys will win $100. Shout out to everybody who's going to help that channel grow. If you don't know what this is, by the way, real quickly, some of you are saying, why does he keep talking about this channel? This is an extension of the Investing Bros. On the Investing Bros, we're going to talk a lot of price action. That's a lot of charts. We're going to break down the news. But fundamental questions that come in, they require more in-depth analysis and conversation. So the purpose of working with Crux and getting Alpha Bros launched is Alpha Bros will be the perfect complement to what we do here on Investing Bros channel. I will be doing an ONDO price prediction next week, but if you don't know the fundamentals that Crux lays out here, maybe you won't have the full context for the importance of that price prediction that we put out here on Investing Bros. So I encourage everybody to be subscribed to both channels, to go back and forth. Your questions will even contribute to the kind of content that we're putting out on Alpha Bros. So make sure to go subscribe today, support the Bros community, and another option for us to help educate people to become more financially secure and build their own wealth. That's just an extension of what we're doing here. Another super chat here from Nikki's. All right, I'm not going to read the back half of his name. I did read that in my brain before saying that out loud. He almost got me. PEPE is the Doge of 2025. Check the chart. Love you guys. Well, Nikki, I love you too. Maybe change the name for this family-friendly show, but love that you're here. Love that you're contributing. I think that's a great chart to take a look at. I have been on record. I am not a fan of meme coins. Okay, let's just be very clear here. Crux and I disagree on this, right? I think T-Shroom is maybe somewhere in the middle of between me and Crux. I think there's just so many good, strong investments that you don't need to waste your efforts, your mind, your sweat, your anxiety on meme coins, okay? But I want to be clear. Some coins that are technically meme coins that I do not put in the category of meme coins would be Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, and I believe that what we've seen in this bull market, Pepe was a meme. It existed and was something long before crypto. It's going to be around for a long time. I don't really, when I say don't invest in meme coins, I'm not talking about Dogecoin, Sheeb, or Pepe. I think these are all solid projects. It's been around long enough and has enough volume and strength. I don't think it's heavily centralized. I think Pepe is a coin that people should be excited about. What's it currently ranked? Before I go into the charts here, Pepe is ranked number 25. This is a coin I have easily slipping into the top 10. Sorry, not top 10. Whew. Oh, someone's going to clip that, and I'm going to look like an idiot. Not top 10. Maybe, but I don't think so. Top 20 to top 15 is where I think that Pepe really could get to. By the way, if you guys like meme coins, you don't have to listen to my advice on meme coins. That is something you can say, man, I love Tim's take on this, and this, but I am not going to listen to Tim on meme coins. Be my guest, right? The only reason I have my opinion is I've seen too many people burned and ruined, and they leave crypto altogether because they overinvested in a meme coin, right? So I'm cautious. I practice what I preach. I'm not going to recommend meme coins to you guys, and I'm not going to invest in them. If you guys want to talk to Crux, he likes meme coins. He, though, will tell you, invest responsibly. That being said, I say all that to say Pepe is not one of those coins that I think Pepe is not a coin I feel like you have to be like crazy cautious. I think it's got a long, very bright future.
So
let's take a look here real quickly. T-Shirt, you comment in there?
Well, I was just gonna say the previous super chat talking about BitX. That's not a coin or a shill or anything. That's an ETF that I've got pulled up here when we're done with Pepe.
Honestly, I don't know if we're gonna have time. We'll save that for another show, T-Shirt. Okay. We're not gonna have time to get there. We're already kind of running along here. All right, let's get in here. Let's take a look at what's happening with Pepe. Falling channel that we're breaking out of right now. What am I talking about with the falling channel? We came down, hit a very strong horizontal level of support over the last little bit, but lower levels of support. Yes, we had a wick drop down below, but all the candle body closes kind of stayed in that same area. Lower levels of resistance. The bare minimum here we're talking about is a pump on Pepe. If we can get confirmed volume to pump up here closer towards, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros and then 3019. Keep an eye on that. It's going to be a very interesting spot for it. Let's take a look at the oscillators themselves. It looks like we have buy signals close on the daily chart, green reversal, bullish momentum, and that money flow is not positive, but I bet you it wants to go that way. Let's see what the 12 hours saying, kind of see if that's close. 12 hours mixed, not really bullish or bearish, kind of sideways money flow at the moment. But if we get that official launch right there, we're working on breaking through. We actually, right now, we are above that red smart trail. You can see that thin blue line. So it is saying we're breaking above. It's saying minimum up here to these 4 zeros, then 2, 4, high end almost to 3. So let's get some further bullishness on that front. Oh, that's the 12 hour. Let's go up here. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Daily chart. Ooh, this is even better. Buy signal coming in, and we don't have resistance all the way up here till 4027. So very bullish there on that front. There are going to be some order blocks between us and there. There's going to be some selling pressure, which is why I really want to see the volume start to creep in here on Pepe. Kind of similar to what we were looking at with, was it ONDO? ONDO or Channeling? There's one earlier we were saying I wanted the volume to be a little higher here. We aren't higher in these levels. I really would like us to get above these highs from back on January 3rd. And even though we've had some volume come in today, which I like the high volume on the candle itself that helped us break the red line. But I want to see a continuation of this. True confirmation volume is when it stays high as you keep breaking the upside. It'll make me feel more confident. But as a whole, Pepe is a chart right now that I do believe is showing shorter time frames and longer time frames. It's ready to make a move to the upside. I think it's drastically oversold right now. I think 25 is a low ranking for Pepe. Like I said, top 20 pushing towards top 15 is I think where it ends up getting by the end of this bull market. It's a meme coin, but it's not. It's a sophisticated meme coin. I like it. Don't personally hold it, but I wouldn't. If I was reviewing your portfolio and you had PEPE in it, wouldn't have a problem with it. GD with a super chat said, Bob and Bone fun on ICP will be big. POW and ICP. Thank you for that super chat. I think you said that same thing the other day. Haven't looked into Bob and Bone, but maybe that's something Crux will do with Alpha Bros. That being said, it is 3:59 here, T-Shroom. It's time to go ahead and wrap up the show. But today, instead of the factoid of the day, we do have a giveaway to get into. It is because it is the Friday, the last show of the week. We will not have a Saturday show tomorrow, as all of us are still recovering from this business planning meeting we had. But tomorrow morning, 11 a.m., we will be releasing the second episode of Rate My Portfolio. I'll give you a clue here and a hint. The title's got something with this is a $1 million portfolio. How high can it get? What's the ratings? Make sure to watch tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. for the second episode of Rate My Portfolio. But with that said, T-Shroom, go ahead and bring up that wheel and let's find out who's winning. I think this is $50, our weekly members $50 giveaway. Spin that wheel.
Spin, 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 spin. Who's going to win the $50 giveaway? Mac.
Very simple. M-A-K, Mac. Congratulations, Mac. Mac, are you in chat? Are you in chat at the moment? Let us know. No matter what, even if you're not, we'll reach out to you, but we'll message you in Discord, but you need to reach out to T-Shroom in a private DM to make sure you collect your winnings. We never reach out to anybody ourselves. We always wait for you guys to reach out to us, but congratulations to Mac. T-Shroom, Smay, you can come on up, Smay. Is there anything I'm forgetting before we wrap out today's show? I feel like there's something, but I'm just not processing it.
Yes. Fundamental Fridays is happening right after this stream ends. In fact, it looks like it's already started. So if you are looking for more crypto, you can't get enough, look no further than the links directly below this video on mobile and desktop for the free Discord. Crux is about to go live and get into the fundamentals of crypto on Fundamental Fridays in the Discord.
There we go. Dude says you should do the giveaways to subscribers. I can't always be in and available to chat during your live shows. Well, those giveaways that we were just talking about, dude, absolutely for our Discord members. Even if they're not here live, we give them. We go into Discord and let people know. Speaking of Discord, again, those are our paid level. This is a giveaway for our paid level, but we're ramping up. We're doing even our free level of Discord. Go right now in the description down below. Hit subscribe. I don't know which days. It's probably going to be like 2, maybe sometimes 3 days a week. I'm going to be going live 9 a.m. I'm going to be putting an unlisted YouTube video link in Discord. Only people in our Discord will have access to that link to be able to watch it. Make sure you go sign up for our free Discord right now. You will not regret it. The rest of you guys have a fantastic weekend. Go get some rest. Spend some time with family. Enjoy watching your crypto portfolio. Just add and add and add those gains. We'll see you guys Monday, same time, same place. Adios.